Hello everyone, what is up? It is Rob. Got some packs to rip today and we can have a chat. I thought today what I would do is I would talk about shopping for Pokemon cards in Japan. So I've got some little Japanese terrestrial to kind of go along with the talk and just a bonus Victini box that just came out recently. The batching is supposed to be really off on these, so that's why I actually bought it, because I've seen people crack like loads of god packs out of one. So what we're going to do is we are going to rip this and we're going to talk about shopping for Pokemon cards in Japan. I was going to make a sort of a more highly edited video about this, but I kind of feel like, you know what, it's something that I don't want to be one of these like getting a load of traffic and attention for a video about shopping for cards in Japan. I don't want to market it necessarily as that kind of video. I would just rather have a chat about it here while we rip some packs. The first thing that I would say when you are shopping for cards in Japan, and a little qualifier for you, I didn't just check out Akihabara, say, in Tokyo. I was all around Japan looking in different card shops. So loads of different cities, loads of different chains, loads of different independent shops. And what I found was, at least in Tokyo, bargains are few and far between in Akihabara, but they do exist. But you will have to go looking further afield for those deals. So what I would suggest is, this is actually my first time opening Terrastal as well, by the way. Obviously I opened plenty of Prismatic here on the channel. Not my favourite set in the world. I've been pretty vocal about that. However, with the Japanese, I'm interested to see what we can pull. One of the reasons I'm actually pulling this today is because I am submitting cards for grading probably tomorrow. So I was kind of thinking, you know, maybe I get something nice I can send it in to get graded. So that's my logic. But yeah, back to Japan. The first thing I will say is, if you're basically from anywhere that isn't New York, London, maybe Paris to a lesser extent, but if you're not from one of those huge, massive metropolis type cities, be prepared to be completely overwhelmed by the sheer amount of cards and the selection of cards. So what I would say before you do anything on your trip is make a list of the cards that you really, really want, the cards that you're chasing, because I'll be honest with you, I think the God packs start with EVs, don't they? There you go. Oh, Jolteon, nice, okay. Because I'll be honest with you, put those there. It's so overwhelming when you go into these shops to find what you like that you're actually better off having a list. Because you will find the card that you're looking for, pretty much. You know, it will be there somewhere, especially if you're just sticking to Tokyo. It will be there somewhere. So have a list, have a price that you're willing to pay or that you'd be happy to pay, and keep that in mind, because I will say that in Tokyo, the prices fluctuate like crazy. Even in Tokyo alone, there's a Pokeball, a regular EX. Even in Tokyo alone, you can go, we went to different shops, and what we did was we actually had a Team Rocket booster box, and we had the price of a Team Rocket booster box in our head. And every single card shop we went to, we checked the price of the Team Rocket booster box in that shop. The reason being is because that was pretty much the latest set when we were there. And they can fluctuate from like in as much as $20, €20 in each shop. So you really need to keep an eye out. And then if you do see a place where you think the prices are good, pull the trigger. That's the thing. We're getting a lot of just regular old... Oh! Whoa! Oh my god. I thought that was a regular EX. I literally was just about to say we're getting a lot of regular EXs. And the funny thing about this is that, you know, these boxes that I had sitting there, I was gonna sell these. I actually had these up for sale. And just because we were making this video, I said to myself, let's do it. Let's use one of these. Now the centering on this guy isn't perfect, I can tell already, but it's a really nice card. The back looks nice. There doesn't seem to be any real bad marks on the back or anything. But that's funny, right? I'm sending in for grading tomorrow. I might have to send them in. I will check the threshold, see if he's within it, but that's crazy. What are the odds? What are the odds of a Moonbreon, Sunbreon, Moonbreon, whatever, in this video? That is crazy. What a hit. What a hit. That's probably, well, it's one of my biggest hits on this channel right here. So let's just put him here, somewhere where he's in shot, right there, and he can stay there. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to collect myself a bit there now after that. But so what was I saying? Right, yeah. So booster boxes did vary quite a lot in price, so just keep that in mind when you are looking. And so my boy Trubbish. And like I said, give yourself chase cards that you're into and just try and hunt for them. There's some really good deals to be had on retro. There's some really good deals to be had on everything if you look in the right places. I would say the worst type of card to buy when you're there are the latest releases, depending on when you're there. It seems like card shops in Tokyo and Japan in general operate on a kind of a fairly fixed, staggered pricing. And what I mean by that is new chase cards, when they're released, let's just say for talk's sake, they're priced at €10. And then a week or two later, when there's more pop, they'll drop down to €7. And then a week or two after that, they might drop down to €5. Obviously, that really depends on the card, but that's kind of how it works. So keep that in mind if you're going over there and you're just after these latest chase cards. For me, actually, it was Black and White had just released. So as a Pokeball Leafeon, nice. So Black and White had just kind of released. And Reshiram, Zekrom, all of those guys were crazy priced. You know, they were too much. So whether they'll come down or not, I don't know. It does go both ways. You can probably get in the door cheap on some newer cards too if you like. So it's definitely worth looking into. But my other tip would be to it depends on the shop, but if you actually talk to some of the shopkeepers, I thought that was a nice something juicy there. But if you actually talk to some of the shopkeepers, particularly in the smaller shops, you would be surprised at what can come from a conversation. For example, I went into a shop and I spent a lot of money. I spent probably probably €600-700. And the shopkeeper actually came out from behind the counter. It was one of the clerks I was dealing with. The shopkeeper seen the transaction. He actually came out and gave me a free booster box. Now, obviously, that's not going to happen for everyone. But it was just a nice little thing. And definitely don't go over there expecting things like that to happen. But, you know, if you're courteous, if you're nice EVX, there we go. If you're nice and courteous and patient and friendly, then sometimes good things can come from that, you know. They do appreciate courtesies. Showcase is one of the main words that you're wanting to use when you're over there. It's a really nice card, actually. Showcase is what you say to the staff when you want them to come out from behind the counter and to take out cards from a case. They'll show you the condition. You either give them a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever, or the X, and they will, you know, they'll try their best to help you out. What I actually found worked really well was actually just showing them pictures of the cards I wanted, because sometimes these shops are so overwhelming and there's so many cards that you actually just get kind of blind to what you're after. So if you actually have a picture, they have a really good organization system in these shops, and they'll find it for you. Do you know what I mean? So that, I find a lot of the time, is a good move to do also. So definitely keep a list of visual cards. Don't be shy to show the staff members, like, this is the card I'm looking for. It removes that language barrier, makes it a lot easier. Because again, Pokemon names are totally different over there. They're not universal. Like Charizard, I think, is Lizardon, for example. So, you know, you're not going to have that knowledge straight away. So yeah, that's another good tip. Let me just see what else we got in this. We got a Flareon, we got a Glaceon. We actually, do you know what? We got most of the regular EXs there. We're doing quite well out with them. So do keep that in mind. Just being courteous, just being decent. Definitely don't. Another tip that I will give people: don't get super excited and blow all your money day one. Don't do that, because you will find the card that you're after cheaper in another shop more often than not. Cool, Sinus chat. Nice little Chiyu there. I like Chiyu. And that's that from that. Yeah. Yeah, keep your options open. Check out all the different shops. And look at that. Look at that. This was actually one of the cards I bought in Japan. The Sunbreon looks pretty good. It's just a little bit heavy on this side, but it's pretty good. It might be within range. It's 55.45 of PSN now. Other than that, the edges maybe, I don't know. I would consider sending this in to get graded, I'd be honest. It's probably worth a punt, even if it's a 9. It's probably worth a punt, right? But yeah, that's crazy. I'm kind of speechless actually. So let's go on to black and white, and we'll still talk about Japan, and we'll talk about my adventures. So yellow sticker cards in Japan, a lot of the time are yellow stickered because maybe they have, I'm just going to get this out, here we go, are yellow stickered because they have maybe a defect, or maybe they're not centered correctly or whatever. But what I've heard about these cards, and I've bought some that looked to me perfectly fine, and as you can see there when I'm looking at these cards, I'm inspecting condition as I go, like, and so to me a lot of them did look perfectly fine, and a lot of the ones I bought for my personal collection over there were yellow sticker. And isn't that a great card? I actually have this in Japanese. It's a lovely card. Centering on this one actually doesn't look too bad, so I will check the back of this. I won't do it in this video, but he actually might go in to get credit. Right, let's get these out. What is it? 2? We have 2 white, and we have 2 black. I didn't think I'd pull Moonbreon, Sunbreon, Moonbreon. White or black. Let's go black. Yeah, the yellow stickers, there's value to be had in them. Sometimes yellow stickers, I would imagine, and I'm not sure, can literally just mean we have too many of these cards, or this card isn't moving quickly, so we need to either put on a deal or put it on a yellow sticker to get rid of it, you know. Because again, trading card shops, they're always like space as a premium, this kind of thing. So that's probably part of it too. So let's see what we got here. These packs feel thick. I think it's just because I was using the Japanese ones there. Solipede, I do love the hollows from this stuff. They're very cool. I don't have high hopes of getting anything nice out of these, but we'll see. So yeah, look for those type of stickers on your cards over there. Also, a little tip that I will give people advice on: bring sleeves, bring card protectors, and bring some kind of tin. Actually, a mini tin is perfect to bring around with you while you're card shopping, because it will absolutely baffle you. But in Tokyo, most of the time, no matter what card you buy, you could be buying this guy, they are literally going to give you an uncard protected card and a paper bag. It's crazy. Even they store the cards, like they'll store a card like this in a cabinet with no card protector. So just keep that in mind. So do bring your own stuff. Let's see what we got here. Air balloon, Conkle door, master, regular. Is he master? He is a master, is he? Yeah. The hollow on him is really weird, actually. It is a master ball. Professor's research, Excadrill. Yeah, that master ball has really kind of strange hollow. It's not very clear. So do bring card protectors. Like I said, don't be obnoxious. Don't be impolite. Be patient. Be courteous. You will get your cards. Do show up to places early in the day, because a lot of these places will run out of stock, especially if you're in Tokyo. If you're in Akihabara. Another little tip. We got something here. We got something nice. Blitzel, Scraggy, no. Embor, basic hollow energy. I'm finding I'm getting a lot of hollow energies out of this set. A lot of the time, the cards that you're after will go out early and they'll be gone. So do try and get out card shopping early in the morning. What I found over, especially in Tokyo and Akihabara, there's a lot of shops that look like, for lack of a better term, they actually kind of look like a sneaker shop, and they look kind of hype beasty. I found those places are the worst to buy stuff. Now, some of them might have really nice like flagship cards, cool stuff, but they're all priced to try and entice tourists. A lot of the time they're priced to try and entice people who don't actually know the value and are just wanting to spend money on a card and say, well, I have base set Charizard, I have whatever. So keep that in mind. A lot of those shops, I would run a mile if you go into them. Prices, obviously, and price and value and how much you want to spend on a card, that is up to you. Some people might not want to travel far and might simply want to go into the closest shop. They don't care about the price of the card on Card Market or price charting or TCG Player or whatever. They literally just want that card. So they're going to walk in, they see this, they go, boom, that's it, done, you know? So I can see it both ways. But for me personally, I wanted to get the good deals. I wanted to get a lot of stock. I have obviously Lavender Town trading cards, so I was doing my research. I traveled a lot. I seen a lot of different card shops in a lot of places. Sometimes I was tired. I didn't want to check them out, but oftentimes it was those places at the end of the day when I was tired that I actually found really cool stuff, and spent the most of my money. So that is worth keeping in mind. Garbodor. Oshawott Master Ball, I think. Is that a Master Ball? Yeah. The hollow on these, and maybe it's just this room I'm in. Looks okay on the camera. The hollow on these aren't great on a Buffalant EX. We'll take, you know what? We'll take an Oshawott Master Ball. We'll take an Oshawott Master Ball. People like an Oshawott, right? So he's probably a nice little card. I'm not really a huge Oshawott guy. I know there's a lot of people out there who were Samurott guys as well, right? Cool stuff. But I think this is crazy. This is very, very cool. And this is just one of the cards that I've been very fortunate to actually pull on this channel. Like we've had Charizard, we had a God Pack from 151. We had what else have we had? We had a Demigod Pack from Prismatic, unfortunately without any evolutions in it, which is just we've had a lot of cool cards. We've had Team Rocket's Moltres, and the Japanese as well. I've had Japanese sets have been good to me actually. Look at that. What are the odds? I mean, that's kind of it, right? And I was going to sell these boxes. I had 2 or 3 of these boxes there, and I said to myself, I'll sell these. And it was only because I wanted to make a video about doing card stuff in Japan that I said I'd open a Japanese booster box. And boy, am I glad I did, because that's crazy. So yeah, but to sum it up, in Japan, shop around, have budgets in mind for each card, make a list of what you want, and bring protection. Sounds like I'm talking like a night out. Bring protection, be sensible, use your head. You know, don't do too much on the first date, but you know, keep an eye out, look for bargains. Don't go crazy the first shop you go into. Last little tip I'll give you, especially if you're from a town, you're from not a city, is Tokyo is a vertical city and a lot of card shops are high up on the 5th, 6th, 7th floor. Keep that in mind. Keep your eyes peeled for that. And also when you're looking on Google Maps, factor that in. Because if you don't go up to those places and only go at what's on ground level, you're going to be missing tons and tons of stuff. So keep that in mind. If you're into Magic the Gathering, this channel hasn't done much Magic the Gathering, if any, at all right now. If you're into Magic the Gathering, there are tons of standalone shops. It seems like it's like Pokemon, One Piece, Yu-Gi-Oh! Are all lumped together, but there's no Magic the Gathering. And then Magic the Gathering usually have their own shops, just with like a load of stuff, like completely overwhelming. But yeah, what are our hits? Bang, bang. That's a nice little card too, to be fair. I actually don't know much about it, value-wise or whatever. Oshawott Master Ball's nice. We did have another Master Ball, didn't we? That I couldn't really... He's there somewhere. We'll sort that out after the video. I've been Rob. This has been Empty Pockets / Lavender Town. I hope you enjoyed this video. Crazy, yeah? Over and out.